This baby wolf and baby tiger became BFFs, proving that anything is possible. In life, we never really know what other people's intentions are. Those whom we consider very good friends may sometimes turn out to be very bitter, while the people whom we thought were never good people turn out to be the absolute best. We often find ourselves uncovering such surprises. If animal channels or videos have taught us anything, it is that some animals are just not meant to be friends with each other. Well, even in the animal kingdom, we have this preconceived notions as to which animal gets along with which and those that don't. Have you ever thought a wolf and a tiger would ever become good pals? Well, these two prove that they can get along and that two predators from completely different species can become close. Most of the baby animals we see are cute and adorable. Whether it is a puppy or a kitten, animals, when they're little, are most definitely lovable. So, although tigers may grow up to be one of the most ferocious predators when they're still small in size, Bengal tiger cubs are the sweetest thing ever. The little cub in this photo is actually a rescued animal that was saved by an organization called Tigers. The little cub was lucky enough to meet an unexpected best friend at the facility he was placed in. When we think of wolves and tigers, we know that they are from two separate species. The tiger belongs to the cat family, while the wolf belongs to the dog family. And as we all know it, cats and dogs are known to be sworn enemies in the animal kingdom. It turns out that the Tigers Association happened to have a baby wolf that was born at the same time the little cub was welcomed. It was a major shock for everyone to see how both reacted to each other the first time they met. The rescuers then made a decision that they would try and keep the two together. This was mainly because they feared that the two would get too lonely if they stayed alone for a long time. It was a high risk for everyone, as their decision could also end up with a very tragic ending. But to everyone's surprise, the baby wolf and the little tiger became quite fond of each other when they first met. They were quite friendly with one another, and this was not all that happened. Will they remain best friends forever? These two may have forgotten the fact that tigers and wolves are natural-born enemies. They should just write a book on how to get a best friend. It's rather funny to see that these animals that are born into two different species have forgotten the memo that they are supposed to be unfriendly. These predators both love to hunt and rule the jungle and forest they reside in, but these two cuties don't have a clue about it. They seem to be having a lot of fun together, and they're proof that anyone can get along if they remain positive. Even though they have a lot going against them, the tiger and the cute little wolf became the best of friends. And although it was a little confusing and scary for the rescuers to introduce the two together, it all paid off in the end. They were all very happy to see that the little cub and wolf could find a companion in one another and distract themselves from feeling lonely, as they are both motherless. Would you be able to contain yourself and not hug or pet these two if they were in your presence? If there was a review of best friends, they would most definitely top the cute list. The little timber wolf is currently a little bigger than the cub. However, we all know that this is soon going to change when nature has its way. The tiger is definitely going to outgrow the wolf one fine day, because we all know that an adult tiger is way bigger than an adult wolf. The rescuers felt as though the size difference between these two could become some sort of problem, but then this turned out to be false. The cub and baby wolf have debunked all of this in the cutest way possible. As of now, the wolf is a little bigger than the tiger. Wolves usually grow a little quicker, but they don't grow for a long time, reaching its adult size in shorter time span than a tiger. As of now, the little wolf gets to boss the cub around because it's growing quicker, but it will not take long for the tiger to be in charge. The rescuers know for a fact that the tiger will soon get bigger and stronger, eventually to a point where the wolf becomes the little sibling. Speaking about the growth speed of the two, the rescue center is confident that the tiger will not only catch up soon, but will dominate the wolf. Even though the wolves are bigger at 3 months, after another 5 months, it will be the tigers who will be able to push the wolves around, said Dr. Bhagavan, who not only founded but also takes charge at the Tigers Animal Rescue Center. However, there is another piece of information that you have to know, too. In a matter of months, the tiger would have to be separated from the wolf, as they have to be very cautious of what could happen in the future. Even if the baby wolf and little cub are all well and good, acting very close and friendly right now, you never know when they could have a change of mind. When they become adults, their natural instincts might kick in and the two might end up fighting with each other. This would pose a great threat to the safety of the center. But the problems can wait, because the two of them are having the time of their lives together as of now. These two are currently the best of friends and love to play around, spending their every day together. Whenever someone goes for a visit to the center, they always leave feeling very confused, but in the most wonderful way. It would truly be a puzzling feeling to see a tiger and a wolf acting so friendly with one another. Check out this next picture to see something even cuter. This other tiger wasn't the only one who's a favorite among the wolves. There is another star at the animal center as well. The Animal Rescue Center also keeps a white tiger cub that has grown very close to the wolves present at the center. Can you handle just how sweet these animals are? It's also very weird to know that these adorable baby animals would soon grow up to be some of the most fearsome animals on the planet. Such a contradiction to how they started out, right? Just like any other toddlers, these two have favorite pastimes. The people working at the animal center have revealed that the two of them both love to sleep as much as they can. If they're not napping, the tiger and wolf love to play around in the yard at the animal center. It turns out the two of them would even hold competitions with one another and have races. Can you believe that they are this close and even hold friendly competitions with each other? These two make you wonder how wild animals would be as pets, don't they? When we see just how cute they are, it gets difficult to picture them as ferocious beings that terrorize the places they live in. How could they be so cute, only to grow up scaring everything that gets close to them? It would be a joy to be able to keep the baby tiger and wolf as pets, but you have to keep in mind that their daily dose of food is no joke. How much would they eat every day and how many times? Well, a lot. We can't deny the fact that a tiger or a wolf as babies are so cute and lovable. We also can't deny, however, the fact that these two animals are going to end up becoming the most feared animals that exist today. We just wish and pray that the people working at the center are successful in separating the two of them without having to cause such an emotional fuss, and a physical one too. In the end, these animals need to return to their respective home and families too. If you think that these two are an exception to the whole animal kingdom, think again. The tiger and the wolf are definitely a strange pairing. However, there are tons of animals that have found a friend in each other that will make you scratch your head and wonder. Here is a list of animals that could pass with flying colors at the Friendship Academy. These animals are most definitely exceptional cases that don't occur often. Just look at these images and see how amazing friendship can be. If we didn't know any better, we'd have to think that tigers may be the friendliest animals ever. They seem to get along with a lot of other animals that are not a part of their species. Here is another friend that this tiger shares with an animal that you would have never thought it could ever hang out with. Have you ever seen a tiger and a monkey becoming so close? Well, these two have become so close that they embody friendship goals. So here is another friendship that will leave you very confused. This monkey and cat have become the best of friends, shocking everyone that has seen them together. Do you think the monkey or the cat look scary? The two seem very mad, or they might even be plotting to steal some bananas from the locals living nearby. The monkey seems to act very motherly towards the cat. Well, let's move on to the next photo to see an even more surprising pair. You can't deny the fact that this pair may be one of the most bizarre friendships of all time. Have you ever seen a sheep and an elephant together? Not to mention being so friendly with each other? Who can even say that they have seen an elephant and a sheep meet? An elephant is supposed to live in the thick jungles, while sheep usually graze in the green fields. Who'd have ever thunk that a wild animal and a farm animal would be BFFs, let alone meet in the first place? This is not some scheme or publicity stunt to promote the new version of the Jungle Book. You're not imagining this, and the photo is definitely not Photoshop. These are real animals hanging out in the real world. This tiger, lion, and bear have struck up a peculiar friendship, but it works. They stay together and live harmoniously with one another to everyone's surprise. There is something missing here though, right? Yes, the answer is Mowgli. Have you ever seen a goat? If your answer is yes, then you should be aware that they tend to climb on top of very steep cliffs and mountains. They don't even make use of ropes or tools, but seem to be really good at climbing unbelievable heights. Now, we all know that goats can climb a mountain, but have you ever seen one that can climb hippos like this guy right here? No, you're not dreaming, and yes, this is an actual goat standing atop a sleeping hippopotamus. They're good pals. Everyone, meet this South African Labrador, Leisha. She has taken responsibility as a mother to many at the Oudtshoorns Kango Wildlife Ranch. She has lived there for many years and served as a mother figure to cheetahs, pot-bellied pigs, a pygmy hippo, a barn owl, and the 2 tiger cubs in the photo. Is this not the most adorable family pic ever? In this photo, you can see Indigo and Poldy. These two have built a friendship that has definitely shocked and warmed the hearts of people everywhere. Indigo the shepherd and her tiny owl companion have been beautifully captured by the talented photographer Tanya Brandt. Who would have thought an owl and a dog could enjoy each other's company? Well, next we have a little tiger cub named Zoya who became best of friends with a zoo employee's dog. This cub was actually rejected by her mother, so it was going through a very difficult time. The duo looks to be of the same size when they both reach 3 months of age. They love to spend time together in the enclosed zoo where they play together and nap together. These two were kept at the Busch Gardens at the age of just 3 months old. Cassie the cheetah and Mtani the Labrador don't have a clue that they are supposed to be enemies. They became very close friends. The pair has been raised in a special environment designed just for them. They continue to be extremely close and regard themselves as siblings. You can get a glimpse of this on group in Texas. It truly is amazing to see this dog get along with tiny birds and cat, right? The Siamese cat has taken a position as the mother of the flock of chicks, lying next to the pit bull, who presumably takes charge as the father of the group. Such a lovely sight, right? Bet you'd never encounter something like this elsewhere. You don't need to belong to the same species to get close. Just look at Penny and Rue, a 2-legged chihuahua. Penny is a silky chicken who met with Rue, who came into the shelter after being abandoned at a local park. These two connected immediately, and their bond has grown a lot stronger as they spend more time together. This list definitely has some of the most unbelievable pairings you could ever imagine. Next up we have Bubbles and Bella. You can just tell that they have a lot of differences from the photo alone. Bubbles is an ivory poacher survivor that was moved to the US. Bubbles found a friend in Bella, and the two have remained inseparable since day one. Bee and Wilma both live in a 65-acre enclosure at Busch Gardens. The two of them have ample space to spend time alone, but they have shocked everyone, guests and staff alike. These two are not even forced to spend time together, but still do so, as they love each other's company. Weird for a giraffe and an ostrich to be so fond of one another, right? Must be the long necks. Tinny the dog had the pleasure of meeting Sniffer, a wild fox, in a forest in Norway. They became very close, and so Tinny's owner, Torgeir Berger, tries his best to let the two meet up and play around as much as they can. He loves to document the wild fox and the dog as they run around and dance about with each other. Milo the dachshund adopted Bone Digger when the huge lion came into the shelter as a little cub. After growing up to be 500 pounds, Bone Digger is still very close to the little dog that once took care of him. The tiny dog is not at all intimidated by the lion's huge size, and the two have remained super connected to date. There's no definite explanation as to how this wild pairing came about. However, these two were captured on film by a wildlife photographer. They are a real-life depiction of Bambi and Thumper that would most definitely warm the hearts of anyone who has ever watched the movie. These wild animals are full of surprises, aren't they? Love is not bound by laws or restrictions. This mama cat fell in love with a little hedgehog and has decided to nurse it along with her own kittens. The hedgehog was actually orphaned, so the cat must have felt for it. The little family loves to snuggle up together, and their photos have gone viral on so many social media outlets that you must have seen a pic or two of theirs. Surya and Roscoe starred in the Super Bowl Android commercial. Roscoe actually followed Surya and her handlers to their home, and so the people decided to keep the dog as well. Surya belongs to an endangered species of orangutan, and the two have formed a bond so strong that nothing could break them apart. Look at how close the monkey is holding the dog. Anjana the chimp takes care of other animals, assisting her caretakers in China, York. The cubs were survivors of a flood that took their mother away. They were rescued by a team belonging to the U.S. Animal Reserve. The monkey has helped in nursing a lot of other animals, but holds a special place in her heart for these orphaned cubs. When you ask people what animals they are most disgusted with, they would often say mouse or frog. Well, what if we told you that there is a duo comprising of these two, quote, disgusting animals? This photo was taken by a wildlife photographer who found this unlikely pair roaming around in a pond. The frog keeps the mouse on top and jumps about with no complaints. When photographer Norbert Rosching saw a polar bear, he became quite alarmed. On most incidents, a polar bear would shred dogs to tiny bits, but this was a very different case. The bear and the dog met and had a very cordial greeting. The two became very fond of each other, and they weren't bitter at all. They wrestled around and ran about the whole day. Themba, the baby elephant, lost her mother and was rescued by an animal rescue team. She was taken in by a caretaker who keeps a lot of other animals. The first time Themba and Albert met, they were very friendly with each other and played around too. The elephant was a very strange sight for the sheep, but soon learned that they would be the best of friends. This is actually not a rare sight at the Shenzhen Safari Park. This school of carp is regularly fed by the flock of black swans. They line up to receive food from the birds that have also taken up roles as caretakers. These black swans have gone out of their way to make these fishes happy, and this ritual has continued for 10 long years. Nobody has an explanation as to why this black cat showed up at the black bear's enclosure at the Berlin Zoo. Maushin the bear was once taken away from his feline friend Mushi that caused the bear to throw tantrums. The zookeepers then decided to keep the cat with the bear. These two prove that they are not your typical best friends, but are just as close.